Has the time come to escape Los Angeles? For a lot of people, it has. For a lot of prominent YouTubers, it has. For a lot of my friends who you've never heard of, it has. LA has this certain glamour to it. The beaches, the stars, Hollywood. Now, I am not an LA native. I moved here many years ago and have spent most of my adult life living in Los Angeles. I'm a creative. There's only so many places we can go. We could go to New York or we could go to LA. I chose LA because I was tired of the cold. I come from a place that is so cold, if you lock yourself out of your house, you could die. Some of you think that it's crazy to live in a place that cold. Some of you already live in a place that cold. Please remember your keys. There are a lot of good reasons to leave LA. I can't deny it. The rents are very high. If you want to own a home, you better have just won the lottery. I'm not kidding. Even $1 million home here is not very impressive. It's not. In addition to that, since I've moved here, another problem has reared its ugly head. And that is homelessness. An influx of homeless that you could not even fathom. Outside of the Target, there are at least 5 tents set up. Everywhere is a tent city now. Outside the courthouse in Van Nuys, tent city. Don't even get me started on Skid Row downtown. That is the most famous tent city in the whole world. Drug abuse and just desperation and despair. Something that if you're paying $1 million for a home, you don't want to see every day. In addition to that, we pay some of the highest taxes in the country. And there are still tent cities. There are still homeless and drug abusers wandering the streets. It hurts your heart to have to see it. It really does hurt your heart to have to see it every day. It's a new phenomenon. When I first moved here, there weren't homeless everywhere. You could go to Santa Monica and sit on the beach and not be bothered. You could go to West Hollywood and have a glass of wine outside with your friend. It's just not that way anymore. And it's not that way perhaps due to some, how do I put it, misguided compassion. Other complaints about Los Angeles. The police treat us like walking, talking piggy banks. And when they need a little bit more money, they just go to the piggy bank and shake it out. Shake it out of you. If you're an LA driver, the police just come and shake out your money. Los Angeles, for the past, I'd say, since I've been here, and I'm sure before that, seems to have this attitude that, well, what are you going to do? You going to move? Where are you going to go? There's a lot of places to go. You go to Georgia. You go to Texas. You could go to New England. You could go to just about anywhere. The sky is the limit. It's a whole big world. I think a lot of this has bubbled to the surface with the extended lockdown. We have been under lockdown since March. April, May, June, July, August. It's 5 months. We're in the 5th month of lockdown. Everyone said it's going to be 2 weeks. Don't worry about it. It's just going to be 2 weeks. We're going to get an idea of what's going on and have a plan. Plan. Nobody has a plan. And with that lockdown, what we found is a lot of the amenities that people who live in LA like to use, such as gyms, spas. What else do we like to do? I think LA just likes to go to the gym and go to the spa. Concerts, restaurants, comedy clubs. They're all gone. We can't use them anymore. We're stuck in our houses, our very expensive houses, thinking, I'm paying $2,000, $3,000 a month for no floor space, no pool, no amenities. I'm just here. And that has sent a lot of people fleeing, which I completely understand. I get it. Maybe LA should treat its people a little better. I'm going to tell you why we're staying for now. I've been here for a while and have formed a community of really cool people. Am I just going to drop them all and move across the country where I don't know anybody? I did that before. I did do that before. Good point. You make a good point. But it was hard. It was really hard to leave my family. Unlike a lot of people in Los Angeles who don't know their neighbors, I know my neighbors. And I really do like my neighbors. You say, Maya, you like your neighbors, but how do you know if your neighbors like you? I don't know. By decree of the mayor, we must stay inside and avoid most people and activities. But that's going to end. I came to be around other creatives and to find an outlet for all of my creative energy. Everybody lives here. It comes down to that. It comes down to the fact that everybody still lives here. And if you're in the industry and you want to be around other people, LA is the place to be. Practically speaking, that means you don't have to own everything. You don't have to own all of the equipment. You can own a camera. Somebody else can own the lights. Somebody else can own the sound equipment. And together you can come together to make a film or a video. Now, is LA a good place to raise a family? I don't know. I wasn't brought up here. I don't have any children. Honestly, I feel that the cold breeds character. And I mean that in the worst way. I remember waiting for the bus to take me home from my high school job. It was 15 below with wind chill, and all that was showing was this part of my face and my ears. And I still remember that being the coldest night of my life. The job paid, I think it was $7 an hour, which was a good paying job at the time. And I earned that $7 an hour by waiting for the bus. The job itself was just making sandwiches. It's like whatever. It was actually a really fun job. But when I earned that money, it was waiting for the bus to take me to and from my job. Same thing with shoveling snow. Same thing with getting ready to go to school in the morning. And there's just enough snow on the ground to make it annoying, but not enough to cancel school. I treasure those memories. Yes, I moved across the country to get away from them, but I've had a nice break. And at some point, I think I will go back so that my children will suffer in the way that I suffered. Love you. Ultimately, I believe the city of LA will recover from this influencer exodus. I believe that because the fundamentals are still strong. There are still a lot of talented people living in this city. And let's not forget about the sunshine. It is always sunny in Los Angeles. Constant sun. Are you unhappy? Too bad. Sunshine. Are you sleepy? Too bad. Sunshine. Do you need to take a quick walk to the store? Sunshine. Better get that sunscreen on if you burn. Sunshine. Sunshine. All the time. Sunshine. More sunshine. So ultimately, I do believe the city of Los Angeles will recover from this mass exodus. However, Los Angeles, the city, needs to take note. It can't keep treating its people like they're disposable. Like, oh, new people are going to come in if you leave. Well, maybe they won't. Maybe they will and maybe they won't. Not if it costs $3,000 for an apartment, they won't. Not if you can't walk down the street without being accosted by someone on meth, they won't. Los Angeles City, I am talking to you. I don't know who's in charge of that, but you got to do something about it. Respect your people, Los Angeles. Don't take them for granted because we've got options. All of that having been said, some of you at home may say, Maya, it sounds like you're staying in Los Angeles because you don't have Joe Rogan money and you don't have the option to leave. Quiet. That is not very nice. I could have Joe Rogan money one day if I apply myself.